Hello, everyone. This is slightly different than our usual content at Max&Max podcast. However, we will be also doing separate or independent topics that pique our interest or just feel like doing. Mine is going to be Warhammer. Warhammer has been a hobby of mine um, only for about 2 years now. I started to get really into it into my senior year of high school, especially the summer before my senior year, so my junior summer, if you want to call it that. I don't know what you want to call it, but so yeah, it's been a very interesting topic of mine. I'm going to do some uh, explanation videos on it. I also plan to do series on ancient empires as I have a very uh, strong interest in ancient empires, ancient civilizations, ancient cultures. I think they could tell us a lot about today uh, through what happened in the past. I know a lot of people are like, well, obviously we're in different times. Yes, we're in different times. However, I believe very strongly that we aren't beyond what we used to be yet. I think there's a possibility we will one day be, but that's for a different time. Um, so, what is Warhammer 40,000? Specifically 40,000, not Sigmar. Sadly, I'm not as into Sigmar as I am 40,000 or 30K. I know a lot of people really like 30K. 30K is pretty awesome in of itself, in my opinion. We will eventually touch on some 30K topics, but this will not have any Age of Sigmar relevance whatsoever. Um, so, what is Warhammer 40,000? Warhammer 40,000 is a time period of a galactic spanning human empire um, created in the millennia 30,000. So 10,000 years have passed since this uh, giant human empire has essentially come into existence. Now, there are not only humans, I should clarify, however, we are going to specifically talk about mostly the human faction in this video. So, um, the Imperium, this is the name of the human empire. It is run by, it is a theocratic dictatorship, or oligarchy, I should say. It's a theocratic oligarchy. They believe in this being known as the God Emperor. What is the God Emperor, you might be wondering? The God Emperor is a man who lived 10,000 years ago. He is technically still alive, entombed on a giant golden throne. He is eternally entombed there, as far as we know. Um, so, the God Emperor was the man who founded the Imperium. He is what is known as a perpetual. This will also be a later subject. Essentially, someone who's immortal to a certain extent. And right now, he powers a, how do I want to, a technology known as the um, Astronomicon. Astronomicon requires thousands of souls to be sacrificed to it every day to fuel it. Now you might be wondering, souls sacrifice? What in the world is this about? Um, it is about humanity's future in a very, very dark scenario. It is a representation of what if Star Trek wasn't our future? What if Star Wars wasn't our future? You might be like, well, Star Wars is pretty dark, It's kind of got the Sith. Yeah, yeah. Fuck your Sith. The Sith are nobody compared to literal demons, hell creatures that come out of a what is known as the warp. Anyways, we will get to the warp in a different episode. The Imperium is this massive, massive structure of over at least 1 million worlds, populated by trillions upon trillions of human beings. We don't even know anywhere close to how many actual people are in the 40k universe, because Games Workshop is never going to tell us, because that takes away from half the fun, and it would make the Imperium an unbeatable force. So the Imperium is governed by a group known as the High Lords of Terra in the 40th millennia. However, 40,000th millennia. 40th millennia. Yeah, 40th millennia. However, a son of the Emperor, Rubute Gilman, has come back to help bring the Imperium back to life, as in between the 30 and 40,000, or the 10,000 year gap of the Emperor's entombment on the Golden Throne. A lot of shit went to, absolute crap. It was terrible. It was terrible. So Robuta is back, but the High Lords of Terra is this council that helps and essentially administrates the entirety of the Imperium. And it's made of only 12 members at a time, at most. These guys, they suck at their jobs. They're a bunch of really rich people. The only person who recently did a semi-decent job of actually running the Imperium was a man known as Macarius. He also gets a tank named after him. He was a Lord Militant of the Imperium, which is essentially the highest ranking of the military, but not the Navy. The Navy and the ground forces of the Imperium are completely separate. So Macarius was the ruler of the military, specifically the ground forces of the Imperium. He went on and did a huge crusade, which we will eventually talk about, because it is one of the most balling crusades in 40k. This man was a tactical genius. He was the Alexander the Great of 40k. So, you have the High Lords of Terra. Inside of the council room that the High Lords of Terra reside in, there are usually 1,000 at the very least other administrators from lower departments, and we will get into the Lords of Terra eventually. Just anything that seems obscure right now will be talked about eventually. So the High Lords of Terra have this little posse, essentially, of smaller administrative individuals that are all a part of what is known as the government form known as the Administratum. This is a very Latin-heavy empire, as you can kind of tell by the name of Imperium. But they essentially flock to the Lords of Terra to petition stuff to get it going in the Imperium. They come there with requests for crusades, for reinforcements, for battlefronts, for possible food allocation, a lessening of their tides, and to get into what the Imperium is. It's essentially the bulwark of humanity. It is what is saving humanity from pretty much utter death in today's, or in the 40th millennia. It protects everyone. Protects everyone from Xenos, which are known as their aliens, Daemons, Chaos Space Marines. You might be wondering what a Space Marine is. We will eventually get into those. I do not think they are an integral part of the Imperium's overarching structure. They are an integral part of their military force, but not what the Imperium is. They're not that. So, the Imperium is this massive safeguard for humanity, which is really hard to believe because the Imperium treats their people like absolute garbage. Like they're literally like you might think you're going to work. Oh, I'm a cog in the machine. You're like nothing, man. The Imperium, you aren't even a cog in the machine. You're the little atom inside of that cog that sometimes just falls off the wheel, falls off the cog, and no one ever notices it. You are that in the Imperium. You aren't even significant compared to the whole cog. Like the cog is all those atoms put together. That is what makes up, and that's a planet. Put the cog as a planet, and you are one of the individuals on that planet. You're the atom. So the Imperium does not care what happens to its people. The There's also a second group that is a part of the Imperium of Man, but also separate in its own ways, known as the Mechanicus. The Mechanicus are they're the technological arm of the Imperium, essentially making sure that everything runs the way it should, and they create weapons, they create communication devices, they create your toasters, and they fuck the toasters because they're the Mechanicus. They want to dick down all the toasters. This is just going to be general knowledge. Just always remember, if you know someone who plays a Mechanicus faction, they want to put their dick in a toaster. So, moving on from that, the game, essentially you kind of might have gotten a picture of what the Imperium is. This massive superstructure that worships this god emperor above all things and is completely laden with bureaucracy. Everything needs to be checked on by someone else, and by someone else's someone else, and then someone else's someone else's someone else's, and then just expand that 10 times and you might hit how much bureaucracy gets into the Imperium. So I'm talking mainly about the Imperium in this video because it is obviously the main faction. It has the most characters. I have personally I believe 5 armies of the Imperium, and you might be like, what are armies? Why is he bringing up armies now? What does he mean he has them? Warhammer is a tabletop game, first and foremost. It is a very fun tabletop game of rolling dice, hoping to God that you're going to shoot something with your tiny little Imperial Guardsmen if you play them. But yes, it's a tabletop game, specifically played with plastic miniatures. A lot of fun to make. Definitely recommend. Like, they're fun. I'm not even sponsored, obviously, by Warhammer. It is just a fun little thing to do if you get bored. Collect an army, maybe paint them. Painting them is a huge hobby for certain people. Not even playing the game, not even learning lore. People just buy them and they paint them. So yeah, I got really into collecting the army 2 years ago. As I said, I started learning about the lore 4 years ago. But yeah, that's just kind of what it is. It's a tabletop game. It is expanded into comics, done by Marvel. Very amazing comics, by my standards. Very well portrayed, very fluid. You don't really feel like you're like lost at any part. You're like, okay, this is what's happening from the last one. I know where I'm at in this comic. There's no backstory stuff. It's not that big yet. You also have Warhammer TV, which is a streaming platform that Warhammer just released due to a lot of controversy. A lot of people thought Warhammer should just go on to be a part of like any other streaming service like Hulu, HBO, Netflix. They thought they should team up with them. It is semi expensive, only $60 for a year. Still quite a bit, obviously, for not a lot of content, sadly. Not as much as a lot of people were hoping for. Not as many good animations as some private groups were already making. So, yeah, that's kind of what Warhammer is. Or at least Warhammer 40,000 is. Uh, just humanity's fight for survival in a world, in a universe or galaxy filled with giant bugs that want to eat you, demons that want to steal your soul, um, other humans that have turned to join the demons, giant humans that want to essentially, I don't know, destroy humanity would be my best wording for it. Some weird orcs that just want to kill stuff and fight stuff because it's fun. And then like just elves that literally torture people just so they don't get sucked into the um, demon's soul. Essentially, yeah, giant god's soul and angry gods, and it's a battle between order and chaos, really. So that will end it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like if you did. I will see you guys on the next one.